Sippers, welcome to this episode of the Tea With Me podcast with me, Shane Todd. This episode is with Mark McCarney and Robbie McShane, two fine young men, two fine comedians. Before we get into that, patreon.com/Tea With Me podcast. Join the tea revolution. We're heading towards 2,000 patrons. We do bonus episodes on a Monday called The Special Brew and live streams on a Friday with some of your favourite comedians. It looks something like this.
It would be amazing to go into Joxer, whip a top off and go American in there.
Yeah.
Bring Daddy some of those chicken and waffles. Now the decent thing to do would be to offer me free sriracha.
You've turned into a southern lawyer.
Corrupt as fuck.
You're representing Teddy Gleason.
Yeah.
Teddy Gleason, I'll refer you to my lawyer.
I could pay y'all as I'm leaving, or I could turn a blind eye to them taxes.
I want them to call me Colonel. You know what I mean? Like
Colonel
the way they did. And Teddy Gleason's like, give me the Colonel. Like, they've caught me government again.
Now, as I see things here, and you've got we suspended.
What do we have on home today? Just braces, no top.
Live streams every Friday, bonus episodes on a Monday, exclusive gig news, tickets go on sale there. The main podcast goes on there Tuesday, the day before the main episodes. Anything from £3 a month. Link is in the description. We're also sponsored by Thompson's Tea. Punjana. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You've seen them on the shelves. Not exactly a secret. Northern Ireland's #1 selling tea. Top of the tea charts. And anywhere around the world that you'd be like, fair enough, but you know how much we love our tea. And Punjana are it. They're the bee's knees. See the Thompson's family? They're on the... We picture them on the label there. One of the guys wearing a big top hat. And you're going, that's weird that he's running about in a top hat. He's from 1896, mate. Because that's when they started making tea. And there's a guy in a top hat, there's a fella in a wee flat cap, right? And then there's two just modern day guys. That is because we're talking about 4 generations. I might have made that up. I don't know if it is 4 generations. It might be more. 1896. These guys, listen, there was world wars going on in between then and now. And what do you think these guys were doing? Oh, we better stop making tea here because all this stuff's up. Business as usual. Let's keep making tea. So during World War I, World War II in Belfast, everybody's freaking out. What are the Thompsons family doing? Making sure you still have a drop of tea at the end of the day.
Actually, we're not.
We're not sure. We're not sure if they kept going throughout the war. But if anyone was going to do it, it's these guys because they're nuts about tea. They make decaf, Irish breakfast, your standard Punjana, your gold standard, the gold blend, signature blend, not gold blend, signature blend. But if they want to have a gold blend, they'll have a gold blend. You've tried the rest, try the best. Punjana, keep drinking it. We are also sponsored by Manscaped. Now, when I say Manscaped, you're going, what is that? It's a #1 in men's below the belt grooming. What do you do when your dog's running about? All hairy and all, can't see out of its eyes. Too much hair. The groomers get it shaped up. What do you do if your hair starts to go too long, longer than you like it? You've wee wispy bits over your ears. What do? You go to the barber. I go to Coco. I don't know who you go to. Get the hair done. So why then, when your pubes start to look like a late 80s Tom Jones has you on his shoulders at a concert, why do you just let that keep going? Stop. Go to manscaped.com. Use the code TEAWITHME for 20% off and free shipping. If it's a product to do with your down below that you can think of, they have it. They have it. I'm talking about the Thompsons family making tea in the 1800s. People will, in the future, be making all these products, but Manscaped started the revolution. They're bringing you into 2022. The Lawnmower 4.0, there's a wee light on it. So if these guys were around during the Second World War and you were in an air raid shelter and you wanted to groom yourself, with any other product you couldn't do it. But with Manscaped, there's a wee light, and some people will be like, but the Germans are going to see. Hey, I need to take care of this. I've got a situation. Now, Manscaped are only around now, but thank God for them. Ball cleanser, ball deodorant, ball wipes. They've got the proper... They've got the perfect performance package 2.0, and if anybody laughed at that bit where I tried to say perfect performance package and got it wrong, I'll freak out. In fact, take that out, and if that's in, I swear to God, because you know I'm in training for the comedians boxing, I will throw a punch that I would demand you walk into. Tea with me for 20% off and free shipping. Link is in the description. My guests, as I mentioned, are Mark McCarney and Robbie McShane. Two fine guys. They started stand-up around the same time. They're part of a generation of youngish comedians. But these guys have been absolutely killing it. Two individual comedians, that's what I'd say, with original styles. Fantastic, these guys. I've been aware of them for many years. We've done so many gigs together. Robbie's first time on the sofa. Mark's been in here a few times. Please enjoy this episode of the Tea With Me podcast. Robbie, this is your first time on. Mark's been on before. I know this guy drinks tea. That's what I asked, yes, at the start. A little bit of an icebreaker. What's your relationship with tea?
My relationship with tea?
Yeah.
I drink it, I'd take it up to my lips as I shake violently.
Fair.
I would take it now. I moved to coffee whenever.
I would
take it. I feel like, just to be clear as well, this is probably going to be the most inaudible podcast in the history of this show, with me and Mark both speaking into the mic here. But
no, we'll dub it, Nady.
You get very defensive and cross your arms. Is it the tea comment or what?
The tea comment. I'm just nervous. I just
You're
don't
among friends here.
I know. I don't like any footage of me being committed to
drinking tea.
Yeah,
guys, about to sign a massive collab with Nescafe.
Yeah, I'll give you. This is the born history of my tea life. It was the only thing I'd taken, and then whenever I got on to coffee, didn't really look back to tea at all.
Right.
Because I think I started to see, like, drinking can be, outside of booze, drinking can just be a fuel.
Right.
As opposed to something you need to enjoy.
Yeah.
So move to coffee.
So you'll not. If it's your decision, you'll not have a tea now.
No, but I will if somebody offers it. If somebody offers it, I'll take it. Mm-hmm. I will take it. But there's not, if I'm looking at both jars in the house and there's flat in my one.
Yep.
Coffee.
Oh, you old school. You have a jar.
Oh, I got one of them see-through, like, cylinders.
Now that's a man has tea in coffee jars.
What do you mean old school?
Like.
Oh, you mean as in the one
like a set? Like you have
it.
a set. You have a set of 3: tea, coffee, biscuits.
What way do you have it?
Well, that was in your inheritance, you told me, remember?
That's family heirlooms. It's actually 4: tea, coffee, granny's ashes.
What are they like?
Better.
It's nice with oat milk.
Hey, the oat milk's a great job. Was it me and
I
you
think I got
talking
you
about
into it, yeah.
It's
Now,
great.
do you have any relatives that are on display in an urn?
No.
Not
It's a weird move.
I will do as of tomorrow.
It's a weird move.
It is an odd move.
What do you mean you will do this tomorrow?
Oh, just I'm home for a week.
This is the week special.
No, you're not.
His granddad died there.
Yeah.
Huh?
No.
You heard he was coming on here and he just...
Oh, why? I says to Mark, I hope you know that because I've had to put back one day away because you wanted to lie in.
Could we live stream it for the Patreon?
Is that now? I know there's another reason why you're home. Has this really happened?
Oh, this has happened, yeah, but just only within the last 48 hours. Yeah, but I was going home anyway, and I thought, I've got a couple of hours to kill.
That's the reason why I'm here too.
And when I moved times to the pod, and you said move something around, I thought you meant like a lunch date with a friend.
Yeah, no,
but you mean the commemoration.
I meant like patting my dad on the shoulder silently.
I'm sure you're
what I pushed back.
You just did it a second ago.
Thanks. It meant a lot to be that.
Now, what kind of wake do you think it'll be? You think it'll be popping off, or you think it's going to be low key?
Brawler, the McShanes.
Yeah, they know how to do it.
You know what's popping off? I don't know. I couldn't tell you last
time.
You
don't have the catering options?
There'll be, the standard. What have you got? The finger sandwiches, tea, one pot of cold pasta that nobody touches and gets chucked out.
Pasta a week? Pasta a week?
I'll be honest, I've never been to a week.
Was your granddad the mafia?
Yes. They call them the Masons in North Valley.
I'm handing out spaghetti hoops to the door. Sorry if you're lost.
It
would have to be hoops. It couldn't be.
I haven't been at a...
Father, pick that up there, will you?
I'm in the bed. I still don't know.
I know either. I know. I was trying to think of now actually what. I can't remember the last time I was at a wake. Probably the last time there was a death.
And is this actually? So this is actually true. It's not a bit.
No.
I would go to a wake.
It would be an awesome
wake about twice a week. They're dropping like flies down around us.
Not just for the catering.
I always thought it was wild hateful. Do you know where they say they come in threes?
Yes.
I always thought that was wild ignorant because we had 3 old people in the country.
and then one died, and then they go, they come in threes, and then the next week the second one died. So the third boy is fairly shaking himself now. We're all waiting for him.
So you
That sounds like a bit you doing like Carson or something in this.
so you like a wake?
It depends on who it is.
Right. Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard to be at a funeral, just in and out.
Yeah.
The
I've
wait.
said 17 minutes, perfect
Oh, wow.
for the actual service.
Oh fuck, wakes. I like literally have to like stay all night.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, a
Like
wake's different, but
yeah.
I mean when you're in
On a funeral, aye.
in the
yeah.
God house, you know,
Yeah.
it's a longer time. So I'm so sorry. I did not. That I wouldn't have
no
moved
need
this
for-
time.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Bit insensitive, but sure, whatever.
Christ, this is the worst.
It is.
So
It's brutal. I've come on. I was going to put it back, but I was like, I'll come on and make him suffer for this. No, it's all grand. It's there's no
is
issues
this
with it at all.
what he would have?
This is what I would do. He actually said his last words.
Huge podcast fans.
Say yes to Shane.
Yeah.
Say yes to Shane.
Oh, well.
Is he being cremated, aye?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That's
well,
why I would go.
That's,
for,
that's why I was like,
this
this will be a nice link for the Ashes part now. Not
Well,
the cricket.
I
but
don't
the-
know.
We'll
What-
give you some panjana to take up to make up
I'd
for it in
always
some
fear
way.
you'd wake up in the middle of that oven.
Well, this was actually, I don't know if I'm revealing too many family things, but this was his reason for wanting to. He had a wild irrational fear when he was alive of waking up in the casket.
But sure, imagine waking up in a casket and waking up.
I'd rather
fire.
wake up in a casket than a fire.
Would you though? Because the fire, you're like, you've got about 30 seconds. That how long would you have of oxygen in the
You
coffin?
see,
Be
years
buried in
ago,
the phone.
they used to have wee bells.
You would be, wouldn't you?
To have wee bells on the,
That's right.
and they put a rope down.
Yep.
So if you woke up,
Yep. And I think that's overkill because I think that would be just because of one guy. You know where that
Yeah.
happened? I don't think it was necessary, but they used to do that
I'd like to be stuffed, put in the corner.
and then die.
You hang your coat on there.
You in the middle of a bit.
But just your bust, just your top half. No point in stuffing all of you. I think.
I have a voluptuous bust as you come in through the door.
I thought you meant your bust as in like.
Who's that model? Oh, it's your grandfather. Jesus.
I thought you'd meant bust as in like there was too much stuffing and it was just like wee bits breaking.
How's wrong with me ditties?
Oh dear.
I don't know. I mushroom suit I've heard supposed to be quite good.
What?
This is like
What
a-
did you say?
A mushroom suit. This is where people
I think
get
he's
like
like a segue into mushroom soup.
no. This is where people get like this like biodegradable suit.
Oh yes,
And you
yes.
get put in like the soil, and then
Uh-huh.
you go into the earth, so you give life to new life.
Sure.
I think, but yeah, that's a big thing.
And can
Or
you
do
eat the
Armani
mushroom?
do
Some
them?
actor got that. Pardon?
The Armani do them?
Yeah,
Last
it's
time I
a
seen.
lovely fitted suit. But I think that sounds like it'd be. I could see you in. You know,
I'd wear a mushroom suit now.
Oh,
I wouldn't have to die.
I could see you in that as well.
Do you want me to make this up? Do you want me to do 5 at this week or anything?
Yeah, you could do. Yeah, if you want.
Okay, I
There's
just feel
no
like-
there's no money in it. Though, is the only problem.
Well, have a good one.
Actually,
Yeah, I'm sorry. I moved
Would
that a
you?
bit.
Would you, that would be a real?
Would I do it?
No, I was gonna say if you were like, I'll drive you down. And then I went, sorry, I'm late, guys, but bit of a surprise here.
How would you like to go?
Shane Todd, everybody, and my family is just like a lot of wee old women, like just like, hey, and then you're cutting 5 about.
No,
what
don't
you
forget.
talking about?
I have a Radio Ulster background. They'd love it.
Yeah.
They would remember. Mark, it's been a while since I've seen you. I like that you're here. Because you're a man of mystery. Do you think he's a man of mystery or you think it's just me?
I talk to Mark frequently, but I do. There's a thin veil there.
But then
No.
you're a man of mystery too.
You think so?
I think it's
but that's
maybe a
only because
country
I'm
thing.
not really on social media. I think is the only reason for that. Which is these days. Somebody said to me the other day was asking me about social media, and I'd said like, oh, I'm not really on it. And they're like, what are you, a serial killer? I was like, when did we get to that?
Yeah, but I've
But
When
you
have
have
we
the
jumped the
glasses of serial
Rubicon on
killer.
that? Yeah, I used to have the big 80s RAW frames as well. Do you remember? We ever
The
see
Deirdre
them?
Rasheeds.
Whenever, what are they called?
Sorry, it's Naish. Deirdre Rasheed from Corrie.
From where?
That's
Corrie?
her last name, Rashid.
Yeah, when she
Never
I
knew
think
that.
that's because she married.
Oh, the television
Dave?
program.
Did she marry Dave? If it's not Dave, that's bad. Yeah, Deirdre got married. Deirdre
She not
Barlow.
Deirdre Barlow, aye.
Yes, but nee Rashid. Is that how that works?
Out of Cat Barlow.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, she was the
Okay.
original.
There
I
you go.
remember them.
Rose
yeah.
West also had quite big glasses,
Uh-huh.
I think.
I
Not the
had
worst thing
those.
about her.
There's a pattern you're saying?
But those are they're I think they're the smallest glasses I've seen you in.
Oh, my thank you.
Do you actually need them, or is there just
Mine. Do you want to see? Do you want to play
Are you
that
quite
game?
blind?
Like, I'm going to ask. Please don't
I've
do
never
the
seen
usual.
you
Geez,
without.
you're blind. That's the reason that I have them, but they're thick now. Minus 4.5, and now I can't see. This is just one grey blur.
Now,
they are
please
thick.
put those on because you look like a guy who made it when he was like 27, 28, sold the company, and now he's just having a good time.
Sure, I have.
Oh yeah.
I did
That's
do
true.
that.
Your mobile phone.
They are.
business.
I can see the
Yeah.
pipes in the wall, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Jeez, they are thick.
They actually suit you a lot.
Uh-huh.
Well,
You
I do
actually
wear
look
glasses
like-
for
You look like you're
driving,
gonna sell me an iPhone.
but I found they're actually made my eyesight worse.
Right.
I rely on them more now.
Right. You
I
put
feel
that,
like,
you
I
put
feel like
that
that's
there.
not permitted.
You can put that there. Yeah, literally because of how I put you out today, you could fuck that in my face. You're within your rights to do whatever you want.
You get to take that home with you. It's like Alan show with us. Give me boxers out. Just out there.
Did you two start stand up at the same time?
Roughly,
We did.
I think so.
we were the second generation comedy squad.
Yeah, that's right.
It was we
You,
all for some
James.
reason we all started just around around
Yep.
you.
Me, McKegney, William,
William.
who'd already been
No.
doing it for 6 years. but-
William's like you're Fagin.
What's that?
William's like Fagin and Oliver. Or no, the Artful Dodger.
You just, I don't know any of those things you
He
said.
like rounded you boys up and he's like, we're all young guys that have just started, but he'd been doing it for 9 years.
But he's still younger than us.
I know that's a weird thing about it, but then
Yeah.
that's a cerebral palsy thing. I think
Yeah.
he's going the other way.
Benjamin Button job.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I could see that right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
But yeah, but
We were same time, yeah, though, I think, because we had, Pav and all, that was another Pav. Green Room was a big one for, I don't know if that's back on the Black Blocks, it was good. But you've obviously done more well for yourself in terms of like online stuff, but I think we've got similar sentiments in terms of not really wanting we want to both have that thing where you just go, I have like a wee audience or one page I can put stuff out to,
we've
and then
talked
people
about
can
this
talk
before.
to it. Yeah.
Islands.
Yeah, a wee bit.
You
yeah.
want a wee island, both creatively, and he does just want an island.
Yeah.
I was on one there a while ago.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
that Epstein thing, wasn't
Harry Krishna Island.
Were you?
Sorry.
You know the Harry Krishners.
Yeah. I don't think there's an R in there, but
But that's I made it. But I thought their leader was Harry Krishna. I was on the island going, is Harry
H-A-R-R-Y.
about? Is he?
but
they're
where?
like, what?
Where is it?
Listen to ski.
There's a
Loch
Harry
Earn.
Krishna island on Listen to Ski.
It's on Loch Earn,
And what are they doing there?
chilling, just doing what exactly I wanted.
But
to
what
do.
were you? Did you go there by mistake?
No, I don't think you can get on an island by mistake. Yep. I had to take a boat
Right.
and I had to ask permission.
And what did you do when you got there?
I prayed.
No, you didn't.
Sort of good.
To who?
And they put the garment and all on me.
Imagine if I was on a, because we have a family caravan fairly near Listen to Ski. Imagine if I was just on a jet ski going past, looked in and just saw
Yeah.
this guy
You can,
just.
you can
I,
book to go
I haven't
on.
seen him at a gig in a while. I didn't know what it was.
Although that would be the first place.
As
If I
you-
had to think, that'd be the first
As you
place.
sailing past
Like
me, you
that.
no hair and all on me, with rotary beads. Shane.
It's only a matter of time. So you booked in to do this
They'll take you around now.
by yourself.
There was a couple of people, but I didn't know them.
Now, where are these
we're-
people from? Are they like from like where Buddhist people are from?
No, they're all from here.
Tibet.
Where Buddhist people are from.
Tibet. I meant.
Budapest.
Yeah.
Is that where
Nice
Buddhists
spot.
from?
Now, why did you want to do this for enlightenment or
Because people annoy me. I like to get away from them all the
Yeah.
time.
right? And what do you do? Is this like a retreat? Are you just there for the day?
No, I just went for a couple of hours. This is quite funny.
Did you get anything out
Just
of it?
lunch break.
Sandwiches. And there was like a cow walking about. It was very chill.
So
I have
similar to the
say.
wake later.
There's another one in Cavan, but it's on land.
How many people would have been there?
There was only about. I only came across about 8 of them.
Did they take? Did they know you? Do you think?
Nah, I don't think so.
Come on, like 8 of them statistically, one is bound to.
Because but they have no like internet or nothing.
I
They're
know,
just-
but if you, they probably do. Like, do you not
think it's like
You
a
think they're out
poser
with-
thing?
They're
It's like
out
the
with
reverse?
The 4G dongle. Allah,
like?
please.
I think there's one or two of them on iPad. Like,
Probably, yeah.
they know. Otherwise, how would they know when you've booked in?
That's very
There
true.
we go, yeah.
That's
The
Someone's got
modern
a
world.
5210
Somebody
smuggled
found
up
it
somewhere, and you go and do you do? They lead it like it's like led prayer and stuff like that. I genuinely am massively interested.
They just kind of showed us about. No one showed us the temple, which was like a wooden shed. It wasn't anything. Eh? And they go, there's Stephanie the cow.
Will you? Will you?
I'd love to hear them just
She's
call
like,
you.
"Fuck you guys."
I'd love to see them hear that you just called their temple. It wasn't anything. No remark on it at all. It wasn't
It
anything.
was just
in the
a random wee day out. Like it wasn't.
Aye.
I like wee random days.
Now, what else have you done like this? Are you doing these quite a lot, like different experiences, different? You trying to find spirituality?
Oh no, that's long gone. That. I just like and about, just trying. Like I haven't been to the Marble Arch Caves in a long time. I want to go.
It's good.
It is, but it's usually underwater whenever I want to go.
Right.
So I think they're opening up again.
It's quite claustrophobic. I don't get claustrophobic, but I say if you did, you wouldn't like it.
It's a long time since I was at it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even. It's not that. It's a big cave, is it not?
Yeah, but there's times where the gap between the water and the bottom, the cave, the roof isn't that big.
Oh,
You're
right,
just on a
right.
little boat going through it. It is lovely. Like I think it's class.
Where is this? I haven't seen anything.
Fermanagh?
No, it's kind of in the Fermanagh Cave.
I've seen no
You'll
local
call it the
landmarks.
mountain.
Nothing to be
It's
proud
like
of.
all part of that
Right.
kind of a thing.
Robbie, you a spiritual guy?
Don't think so. What would make? How would I find that out?
You
I feel like the fact I don't know.
You go to your shed
go to
and
a shed.
listen to
This
ski.
isn't anything.
Well, you're here when your grandfather's wake, so
And they. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
You say that you go, this isn't anything, and they go, or is it something?
Or is it something? And then that's the
Is
light.
nothing
That's
something?
the light going off. Yeah, that's a good question. Probably.
what do you think of people that
I
say
think that-
I've no faith, but I'm spiritual?
Liars. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have an answer.
It's something
I thought
to ask.
so- I thought
It's
something
something to ask the priest when you get home.
I don't know. I thought something would come out when I started speaking there, but just nothing. I've got no thoughts on that
Which is just like religion
itself.
full
Yeah,
stop.
yeah.
It's not a speaking, but none's coming out.
Finally, somebody saying it. McCarney putting down the capital G.
I don't know. I'm really into this Hare Krishna Island and Fermanagh.
There was a time when they thought I was going to be a priest.
They?
Yeah. I was very, very good.
The committee.
You do look like you would be. I think you would look like a fairly cool
Oh, I
priest.
could see you in the garb.
I don't know how to take that, but anyway.
No, like a cool priest.
Yeah.
There
the
was a
best
time
kind.
whenever I was
He's on
young, like
Helix.
my first sets were on the altar.
What?
What?
If there was a man that needed to do a reading, Mark McCarney.
Oh yeah.
I
right.
used to make some money at funerals. Mad.
What?
He
What
used to
sort
take-
of age would you be?
Oh, like primary school.
Right.
If there was somebody,
You
if
blow
there-
the roof off.
If there was a funeral or anything, like,
Yeah.
oh, we need someone to do a reading. Get principal would drive me into the chapel.
And what were you bringing to it? Just a bit of charisma.
Swagger.
Yeah.
Jimmy was a great man. Me, 8 years of age.
You didn't know.
Dearly loved by his wife and daughters.
I'm still laughing at. I don't think I've seen somebody do that since the 30s. Some money at that. Quite a bit of coin.
You'd get slipped a few pounds for this.
Yeah, that's exactly what they do.
Yeah.
The boy would come up and he'd just slip a wee thing in your pocket and you'd be like £40. When you're 8, that's like $4,000.
I picture him taking when he gets called up to do this. He takes his school blazer off and puts on an oversized leather jacket.
Rides off on the motorbike.
Yeah.
Dice Clay or something.
No, he's in a sidecar with the principal.
Yeah.
I used to kill it.
Yeah, that's great. Then. More money than you get these days.
How much? What do you talk? You make 20 quid for something like that?
Funerals were bigger money. If it was just a bog standard ceremony, you usually get £20.
Right.
And then it was promoted then to altar boy.
Oh yeah.
And then, but like specifically, like I was pro altar boy. Like I wouldn't do a normal mass; it'd only be special occasions.
Right.
And
Right.
we would be brought it, and then I lit a doll's hair on fire one time.
They'd wheel you
Pardon?
out as a draw.
We,
to get people.
So 6 of us was taken out of primary school to do this boy's funeral, and we were
6 of you.
because it's a big funeral. He's well thought of, and we were heading to the grave. So there's a bit of a walk from the chapel to the grave, and the girl in front of me, unfortunately, had put a serious amount of hairspray on her hair that morning, and I was sitting just looking. We're walking across the road, and I was just dondering, and the priest and the coffin had stopped, but I had walked on, and the candle hit her hair and just went, phoom, just went straight up. And thankfully, the funeral director just ripped off his coat. He was a fireman as well.
Yeah, the gear underneath.
And he just threw his hat over him and put it off, like. But we just couldn't stop laughing the entirety of the funeral. We were told to leave, and then that was
Back
the
to
end.
school.
That was the end of me. Then
Oh shit. Robbie, you ever do any jobs as a
Yeah,
kid
I've-
before you were working age? You would did you would have got a few pound for?
I'm trying to think of a few now. I had there was a local. I think they tried to make it seem like it was more secretive than it was. There was a poker game they used to have above the Alexander Arms, and or in the basement, either or can be silly enough. And I had to do the dealing for them whenever I was quite young, and I had the fucking like 3-piece suit and all. Like I was like,
At what age?
like I was 4 or 5. No, like 12, 13, which isn't that young. But
And they
like,
insist, they're like, you gotta dress up for this.
yeah, they were like, this is our kind of our thing. No, they I don't know. They just were. No, sorry, I take it back. They didn't ask me to dress up for it. I just thought this is what dealers would have to wear.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't turn up in a Triple H shirt to this.
Right.
This
So yeah,
sounds like
that
a
was it.
start of Godfather.
It was, yeah. And then I think it was similar coin.
They're like,
30,
you
40
can't get
pound.
into this lifestyle.
Yeah.
They take you under the wing, but they're like, you stay
Well, it was
out
like
of
once
this.
you're in, you can't get out. There's a
Yeah.
problem. Still dealing for them.
And then at the very end, you say something you say like, it's called Full House.
Yeah.
And at the end, you say something to do with, I've never played poker.
Yeah.
Snap or Jack
Yeah,
Change or
snap,
whatever.
yeah. That's
Jack
what they
Change.
say,
Snap.
yeah.
He dealt, you look like a guy who dealt at a Jack
I
Change.
I dealt professional snap. As well, was
Mafia
it?
snap.
Yeah.
Jack Change It, by far best card game there is.
I disagree now. I would be a card connoisseur and I'd be a man that plays them.
Well, funny, I was just thinking that
Jack Change It is strong.
I
Like you've
forgot all how to play card games.
got- Right.
It's been that long since.
We could get a wee thing set up.
Because I was thinking I'd love to start at the end of the Pat's Comedy Club, just to do a game of
backstage
cards.
games?
Oh, so there's like stories that we can tell the people.
So we
That's where
can-
the comedians play cards.
Yeah, and then I dawned me then I was like, I can't remember how to play any of these games.
I'll gladly take the helm on that if you want. And if
No.
somebody dies, it is like the end of the Godfather where
Yeah.
they just see the door closing. And
And
you
a
like
wo-
wreck it in.
And the illumination of a woman's hair on fire and him
Yeah.
behind her.
Well, that's the sign that we were going to go. The logo for Pat's, I think, was going to be just that way.
A woman's head on fire.
Like, what do you call him from Hercules?
Have you done, have you done his Pat Bar gig?
No, I live in Glasgow, you see, so I've missed all this good
That's
crack
true.
recently. But
It's a
I've had-
great gig.
I'd
I was
love to
annoyed
come
with
back to
myself
do
last
it.
time I did it. Didn't feel like I had a great one. But what a room that is. Really
There you
nice. Love
yeah,
it.
it's
come back
new,
to
but it's doing well for some reason. I don't know why.
It almost shouldn't. You're right.
Everyone-
it's
because
a couple
everyone-
of hundred people.
Everyone told me it's
It's
not
hundreds.
130.
Jeez.
Everyone said to me before.
Always bump it up. It's a couple.
I was
of
going to
hundred.
say, is that a couple hundred? Yeah?
Everyone said
Under-
don't
just
do
under
it.
At least 1,000 now.
It's not going to go well in a skilling, and the skilling people don't go out. All this time, I was like, well, I'll try it.
And you keep waiting for them to like. You've done gigs, especially like outside of Belfast, where there's more than
Scum.
100 people, and you go, they're not used to having stand up here.
Yeah.
So they'll not know you can't talk. There'll be all this. So I was like, at that gig, I'm like waiting for it. I'm
Yeah.
like doing my set, but in the back of my head, I'm like, right, who wants it? Who wants it? And they're just like the nicest crowd in the world.
I found that now in places that are outside. Like a lot of the nicest gigs I've had have been ones that have been a wee bit more out of the way.
Yeah.
Have you had? I've actually never been from Limavady. There's not really any gig. That's I think since happening there. But you've told me before you did the Civic Centre, did you?
I was going to, and then it got.
Because I would be very interested to see what the reports are back from that. Because I feel like I'm confident enough that I feel like they'd be nice. But I'm also, whenever it's your own place, you're like, is
They're
everybody
kind
going
of
to
like-
behave to this?
They're kind of thankful. Like, I done Yuri a couple of weeks ago, and they literally were coming up going, thank you very much for coming here.
That's the
Thanks
best.
for bringing joy.
That's the best attitude you can get of a place.
Yeah.
Where
Oh,
they're
yeah.
like, here we don't get anything here. We appreciate.
Yeah.
'Cause they probably see Lavery's and all the gigs in Belfast, but that is exactly the vibe at that.
Yeah,
at
yeah,
that
like Yuri
Pat
was at
Bar
a
gig.
couple of weeks ago. Was
Which people are
class.
going to enjoy it more as well, because like there's gigs that I've been at in Belfast before. Like this is years. Like I think the past few years has been great. But I remember whenever we were starting, there's a couple of those gigs you're at, and people are just like immediately arms full. And you're like, why are you here if you don't want
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
You
yeah.
hate it, like.
The attitude shouldn't be
But-
make me laugh.
Which I'm doing right now. I was doing an impression
Yeah,
of it.
you're doing it to me.
You hating?
See, when you both started off gigging, what was the like first nightmare gig? Like, what was the first gig you did where you went, oh no?
Most of them.
I'm still getting it. No, I had the
Or
first.
was the one you were particularly nervous for as one of your first gigs?
Lavery's.
Your first Lavery's?
I wasn't too bad with Lavery's.
Nervous now.
Any one where any of them where it was a bigger crowd, I wasn't as nervous because I was like, right, I trust that I can at least get a few of them, and then hopefully that'll spread.
Right.
But the first ones we were doing sometimes was till like maybe like 5 or 10, or even doing those like fringe ones. You're like, if I lose one of them, they all collapse. But there was a few. We did one in Rathlin early on. I think it was like my 9th gig, and it was just to. And it was to. Yous went. I wasn't at the one you went to, but it was me, Linsky, Alan Irwin, Louise Sexton, and I don't know. I can't remember if there was anybody else there. But William was there as well, and we went over, and it was everybody, by the way, loveliest people ever over there. But the people at the gig, what happened was the stage was at the far back, and then it was, I want to say, at least 3,000 feet of a gap, and then two men standing at the bar at the back, like looking, they were leaning on the bar but looking back, and just doing just shouting stuff for you to do on stage. And I was like, I don't know what this is. And you're still doing your material. You're like, why? Because you're that early on, you're just going, I better just say it, but you don't have the gumption to be like, they're not gonna not gonna like this.
The only saving grace I had in that Rathlin gig was there was a husband and wife from Fermanagh, and she was just disgusted every syllable that came out of my mouth. She just
here's
done
the
this.
thing.
But he loved it, and it felt like he was getting at her through me. So I was like,
Right.
I'm willing to sacrifice.
Happy to be of service.
I hated her, and so did I.
I think I've done like maybe 8 or 9 Rathlins now, and the good thing about it is when you do well, you don't think of people being grateful that you've come to do stand up times a million. But if you don't have a good one,
but
you can't go anywhere.
You can't go.
Place, we done it in
no
a different place than you. You done it in the bar.
Yeah.
We done it in the place, the other spot.
You did the Manor House, did you?
B&B thing.
Aye.
Manor House.
And they hadn't even a mic or nothing.
We didn't have a mic for ours, but then somebody just had a post. There must be like a Grathel in Discord or something where
It's
they're just like, Margaret, could you bring the microphone down?
See, because I've done quite a few of them, it's like being Christopher Columbus. Like, you've been out to sea, you know what it's like. And then whenever I see people that haven't been over before organising a trip over, it's like looking at people and you can see a hole in their boat and you're like, good luck. You know, you're saluting them off, but you're like, you don't know what you're going into here.
To be fair, now, like I did, it was still one of those ones where, as what you said, like after the gig, even though it was just silence and people not paying attention, after the gig, they were all really nice to you. It was class. They kept the bar open. We said when he's closing, they were like, just whenever you aren't here anymore.
The best one we did was the last one, kind of, because it was part of the outdoor tour, so it was out the front of that, and the weather was. Remember that outdoor tour? I think you did 1 or 2 with me. Every show, the weather was 10 out of 10 amazing, and it would have taken the slightest thing to have to cancel it.
Yeah,
but the weather was always good, and we did Rathlin out the front of the bar. Sun was shining, and there was like, they were attentive enough, but there was enough happening just away from us that you could reference it. So you get like tourists walking past and like make a bit of a quip about that. There was like. You'd
be known to quip, you would.
I'm a quipper.
Yeah.
Quippers welcome to this
That's
episode.
what I've always said about you. You go, what's it like Shane like? He goes, he would quip now.
He'd quip from time to time.
Yeah.
Sometimes a quip.
You better watch it.
Quip.
Yeah.
But and like you'd hear like an animal in the distance make some horrific. You know, it was class. I love going over and doing.
We got drunk, me and McKegney, and just started walking to the lighthouse, thinking it was like 30 foot in front of us at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Spiritual man.
8 o'clock the next morning, I was like, I'm gonna die here.
We were
it was like 4 mile walk.
Oh, why?
Where did you stay when you were over?
In the hotel place.
Did you stay there?
I actually haven't stayed there.
What we were offered as kind of part of the deal of the gig was just you can put your tents up beside the bar.
Yep.
And there's a wee patch of grass, but what they do is a nice wee trick for you is underneath the grass is just all concrete.
Yeah.
So we couldn't get the pegs in anywhere, and it was just me and William like weighing down with our own weight.
No, we got the honeymoon suite.
Did you?
Me and McKegney and Jordan slept at the bottom like a Labrador. Even when I woke up in the middle of the night, and he was going.
And there was another bed as well. He was just prefer.
Well, there was another bed. That's the way he likes to
prefer.
be. He's a dominant critter, Jordan.
Yeah. But it was. I remember now. I see who the other person was. Do you remember Erasmus?
Yes.
Yeah.
The band.
He's lovely guy.
Yeah.
What a gig that would have been.
This is a Erasmus, not the Erasmus.
Is that I believe in a thing called love.
No, that's the darkness.
That's the darkness.
How old is this guy?
Hey, how old's this guy? Huh?
I've just give up on modern world. I changed my phone to like a dumb phone.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
It's an opposite of smartphone. I think.
I don't.
Like a Nokia.
I think we talked about this at that gig. So it's like you could just call and text pretty much.
I just one day I was like, every notification I get's heartache.
Right.
Yeah, well, I need maps, you see. And I just went and bought a Nokia, just the texts and calls. I mean, I haven't been happier in years since I got it.
How often will you set aside time to go and check things?
I'll have to every night. Like I'll take a look. But then I had to get a smartphone then because I had WhatsApp. But it's still a Nokia.
Uh-huh.
I would love
So
to do that.
It's horrible
it's
to
the
use.
People always talk
Is this
about
your?
that.
So you've got two. What's this for? Maps.
This is just
and
the
that's
old
for.
one. Yeah,
That's
so
9
then
phones.
in my
I love
endeavour to cut down technology,
Yeah.
I now have 3 phones
you
for
going,
3 different jobs.
you going to NDO2 and going, I just want a wee, I only want to make calls and texts, so just that. Also, I need maps, so could I also get an iPhone 10? I done the way I've tried to straddle or be somewhere in the middle where it's like I have that phone as like if you get WhatsApp on your laptop and Instagram, whatever that on your laptop, and that kind of sits next to the computer almost as if it is a desktop, and then I try to have to treat it as like it takes a while because of how addictive it all is, and you're just looking down at nothing, you know. But like if you put it away like it is a computer and then leave the room and then just go in for whenever you have to check something is what I do, and I do feel better for it, but like there hasn't been any, the moment that I like miss something that if I had my phone on, I'll be like, oh, it's not.
See, that's people talk about that thing FOMO, the fear of missing out thing. I think I love the idea of that, of like not checking it and the notifications and all that. But it is really that thing of like, what if I miss something? Chances are, if someone really needs you, they'll phone you or they'll get like word to you somehow.
Yeah.
But I just have that thing of like, but what if this happens?
Yeah.
And I
you're just one step away from it being like a DOE advert in your head of like he should have answered his phone. And
if
like
he had it just
house on fire, children, wife, everyone.
Well, the fireman Undertaker would have helped me out.
Yeah.
Well, I'll not be ringing anybody for that. If you're in flames, that's just what this happens to you now.
Yeah.
I'd love to take like a full detox from it, but I just don't know.
It's great. I wouldn't recommend doing anything to anyone, but I definitely, my head was just felt lighter.
Yeah, I don't think it like weighs me down.
But there is things like you messaged me yesterday on Instagram,
and
only I had to do my podcast and was checking me questions. I wouldn't have got that
right
late last night.
So the best way to contact you is either SMS or
carrier pigeon.
Yeah.
All right, now
you tick fax still, wouldn't you?
No, WhatsApp. I'll still use it. Like, but
right. I don't know. I'd love to do like a week without it.
I know you think that it doesn't weigh on you, but whenever I have kind of stopped, I've noticed because there's a feeling of being like subconsciously on call or something. Like it's in the back of your mind. Like somebody's looking for me or something.
Yeah.
And then I've tried even like I'll just turn off the levels. I went was I'll turn off the notifications, and then I was like, oh, but I need to check if there's like, and then you go, and then you're just checking at certain times. And so I've deleted Facebook and I only use Instagram I deleted Facebook years ago. I never had Twitter. Never had Snapchat, but I use
life
Instagram
was
for
better
comedy.
when you had the wee just
that there
ringing and you had it. If you wanted somebody, you got out of Yellow Pages.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you had a heart attack, you just took it.
And if you rang the wrong person, they'd go, well, no, I'll get you the number I know, Tommy.
Aye.
And then you'd make a friend through it then.
Yeah.
Sure, now it's shite. I'll ring you and that's it.
You went to the Krishna Island with just people you had accidentally phoned.
I just meant to go to Spar and ended up there.
Does anybody have the number for you running to the temple stuff?
I was looking for Harry.
Who
Who's
here?
Harry about?
Harry K. Krishna.
Robbie, what's Glasgow like? You enjoying it?
What it's like, I haven't asked everybody, but it seems to be doing very well. No, I like it. It's a good spot. It's like similar to. I wish I had a funny story about it, but I don't. It's similar
Please
to
don't
a funny anecdote, late night anecdote. I was in Spar the other day in Glasgow, Scotland. But
Spar over there?
Oh, I'll tell you.
Jesus, everywhere. Spars in America.
There's in America.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
They're called Wawas.
Oh,
Paddy McDonald told me about this, and I went, "What's Paddy telling me?"
Not drugs.
And then loads of people said, "What a Wawa?
Wawa?
You flat out in a Wawa?"
It sounds like a vape.
Is that not slang for drugs? No,
I don't think so.
Wawa.
See if I'm right.
I think if you went up to a guy in a bar who was a drug dealer and went any Wawa, I think he'd
You could say any term.
because you tap your nose exactly
But you used to fit to get like I remember going to Boston when I was young
to get drugs.
and the boy we stayed with just went into like this shop and Spar and I watched him through the window and he put milk down and the tea and he just went and the boy just went.
So that means Coke.
So that's all I have to do if I want drugs in America.
Just go into like a 7-Eleven and go.
The Coke shrug they call it.
I like Glasgow. It's a very good
It is
city,
great. It's similar to kind of it's very similar to Belfast in terms of being able to just chat to anybody and everybody's up for having good crack and stuff. But it's
and someone might smack you too.
You've got a bit of fear, which is what you want in your strangers.
You're not getting smacked in Edinburgh.
No,
nobody's getting smacked.
You're getting told on to somebody probably.
Yeah.
They're going to ring somebody else to deal with it.
Yep.
But Edinburgh's very nice as well. Glasgow has been. The only thing I'd say about it is, as you're a boring adult chat, it's happened to Belfast as well. Rent in places is insane. And you're in places, because here's the conversation I have every time whenever I'm in any taxi. They're like, oh, where are you staying? I'm like, oh, I'm out in Dennis. And they go, see, 20 years ago, that place was fucked. Why are you going to walk through to it getting stabbed? And they're like, $5 for a month for your rent. No. And I'm like, how much are you paying? I'm like, oh, whatever. And I'm like, for Dennis, man. And you're like, it's 2022, like, so.
Yeah.
But it is a good spot now. Come on over, I have a spare room.
No.
I couldn't see you in Glasgow. Couldn't see you in Glasgow.
I do like getting away and seeing places, but I like
know.
coming home.
I know, but I could see you on the banks of the Clyde, somewhere like that.
Who's he? No, I will head over. But at the time I went, we went over for the Fringe.
Yes.
I near died. I mean, it was 4 days of
Was that 2019?
drinking and no sleep.
Well, that was
'Cause
Edinburgh.
I couldn't believe seeing you in New York. You went to New York together.
Oh, that was
I just
good
couldn't
crack.
see McCarney in New York.
I've
We
been
barely seen
multiple
McCarney in
times.
New
That's
York
like
either.
He
was filming for most of it.
It's my 3rd time. Was this his 1st time?
Oh,
in
aye.
New York?
Class, isn't it?
I thrive in them places. You wouldn't think so. I'm kind of like Crocodile Dundee in them. Nobody fucks with me because they just
Dead
know.
by 40.
Yeah, they take out a big knife. Where's the Empire State?
But you were filming for a lot over there. Me and
Mm-hmm.
McCann were doing a lot of just eating pizza slices, boozing, and trying to get into.
I never seen 2 men that can eat and drink like in my life.
Really?
For a wee man too, I never seen.
You put the grub away?
I think me and McCann have got similar intake levels, but he's got a pace that I can't keep up with.
Right.
I have blinked and he's been licking the fingertips.
Yeah.
But
McCann's like the seagull.
Uh-huh.
And you're like the crow.
is this some
Whatever.
old?
That's a Harry
Is this some
Krishna
old
saying.
way?
Learn to separate the seagull from the
The
crow.
crows.
It's all about balance.
There's only
Whatever
two types of people in this
Whatever he
world.
doesn't take, you just fucking pick it up. No bother.
But I know. Well, that I would take a drink now. I did enjoy. We had a good old time over there. Now we were walking a lot though as well, so you're kind of feeling like
Yeah.
you're
You don't drink
ambulatory.
Not real, a bit.
I do, but not majorly. Like
no.
I don't.
What's
think-
your tipple if you're having something?
A couple of pints of stout and then a couple of whiskies.
Oh, why?
It's hard not to get roped in over there because all the clubs make you pay. You know, it's a 2-drink minimum, and they're very strict about it. So the
Yeah.
moment you get a taste for it, you're like, ah, mate.
I genuinely thought you were talking about Glasgow. I was like, fuck
Oh, right.
me, it's changed over there. 2-drink minimum.
No, in New York still, yeah, because we were doing. Did you were ordering drinks whenever we were at the stand? Was there one of the places where you ordered a wee apple just or something?
Was that the New York Comedy Club or something?
I might have been
Or the
that one.
Broadway?
Yeah, 'cause-
Broadway, because there's ones. Then you get the look of them because they're like, oh, you've just ordered the thing that's $2 as opposed to whatever
But
$6.50.
people from here can't wrap their head around the 2-drink minimum
Yeah,
because they're like, what are you talking about a minimum?
yeah,
Like, we need a maximum.
yeah.
We should, from here, if you travel, we should have a 2-drink max.
That would be good.
But yeah, you obviously, like, you just go in, especially if you're just watching a mate and get, 2 Pepsis
But it's
or
kind
whatever.
of stupid.
They hate that.
Because you probably are going to get 2 drinks anyway. I mean,
I know.
as soon as you go in, you get a drink, and then there's a break, you get another drink.
But I remember being in New York and with my mate Shane, and he was just in to watch my set, and then we were going on somewhere else. So I booked a spot. I was on. I arrived, checked in, and I was like, my mate's here. And I wasn't even angling to get. I was like, can I pay for him a ticket for him? And she's like, yeah, that's fine. She was 2-drink minimum, but we were leaving really quick after my set, doing 5 minutes. So I was like, all right. I was like, could I just pay for the equivalent then of 2 drinks? She's like, absolutely not. And she fucking this was in like a decent comedy club in New York, and I was like, and she gave me the dirtiest look and was like, I can't believe this. I was like, how can I? I was like, we just want to like, we had to go through this thing of like this dance of like getting him a table, and he ordered just 2 like Cokes or whatever, and he drank one of them.
That's a strange. You get to keep the stock. I'm giving you the money,
Yeah.
but that's not a.
But
I love those places that will just deny a request. Like I don't like people really playing to you. And like we were out, me and my partner. I'm 28, so I say partner now.
Yeah.
We're out, and is it good? What?
Just say your girlfriend. Why do you say it like that?
The
But they run a law firm together.
yeah, they're on. Very looking. There's
Robbie and Co.
We were in a place. We were at a restaurant, and is it? I don't know if it was West Belfast, the Goodfellas, I think it was called.
Yes.
Right with her, great spot. But we were out, and it was her sister and her partner, and Ellie ordered all
lunch.
lawyers,
Legal
yeah,
lunch.
it was a business dinner. But she ordered lasagna, and it was like chips or salad was the choice aside. And she was like, they were like, what are you having? And then she said to the woman, she goes, could I just get a wee bit of both? And she went, no, sorry, love.
Yeah.
And she went, and I was like, and then Ellie was like, can you believe that? And I was like, that was brilliant.
So
I want hard stops. I want people to be. I love any delis where it's like, the women going shares,
too
like
soft.
they're annoyed that you're there.
So I
giving
think
money.
you'd be from the school of you don't like. I love the variations. I went to a cafe up the street a few months ago, and I said, "Excuse me, see with this, would I be able to?" And the guy went, "Sorry, bro, we don't do variations." I was like,
variations.
"Yeah." He's like, "We don't do a variation of what this says."
Yeah.
And I was like, "I know," but and he's like, "Sorry, man, don't do I was like, "You could."
But you
You
too.
easily
We were
could
actually
do.
just talking. Whenever I was young, me, my mother and father used to go into Oma every Saturday, and there was a cafe called the Shoppers Rest that we used to go in for something to eat every Saturday. And my father ate the same thing for years, sausages and chips.
Right.
One day he went in, there was none left, and he near destroyed the place. He took a tray and he was just going, fuck this. It's a variation.
Because that had become his life.
They actually started ordering in extra sausages in case this fucking psycho came back in.
Oil boys need to get. There's a set way, and you can't.
firing them at Mr. McCarney in case
down
he-
by us, we don't take any. Did you see the boy crashing into the 3 cop cars?
Yes.
What was that?
It's Mark's dad didn't get his sausages.
Just a general Sunday afternoon.
Bored? Explain the scenario. Well,
I don't know the full details, but there was some fella in Town who was coming home from a night out, and 3 cop cars followed him. So we just got into the tractor and followed them back over the top of the cop cars and destroyed them. I love people like that.
Grand
I know it's not
Theft Auto.
right,
man,
but I do like outlaws.
I know it's not politically correct to like criminals, but
I like outlaws.
man.
Give me a few favourite outlaws from around your neck of the woods.
Legally, I probably couldn't say.
Yeah.
Name names.
But there is no, there's things you get away with and you just get on with it. They don't.
Yeah.
You know, you do think, if the police did come around here, we'd probably be
Oh, aye.
just going, fuck it.
Back in the days of Chip Cable Tell, everybody was playing a game,
No way.
living life in the land. I remember there was a Cable Tell guy fixing a green box.
Oh, what?
Cable Tell?
Cable tie?
No, Cable Tell. Do
What's cable tell?
you remember Cable Tell? It hasn't hit your neck of the woods yet. It
See
was
when you get it.
it was like Sky.
Well, would you believe, actually, I have faster internet than your all yous?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Well, from being on our Zoom calls, I doubt that highly.
Oh, well, that's... Well, I haven't...
You're going like, sorry, my ma's trying to make a phone call here. I'll ring
That
you back.
wasn't a Zoom, that was just a sketch I sent you.
My dad's boiling the kettle, so I'm up.
We
on
got
speed.
fibre there the other day.
Did you?
Oh, why?
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Fibre optic.
300 up, 100 sideways. Or whatever way it goes.
No metric. 300.
And I
up.
was telling Gaddis, and he was like, holy fuck. I
Yeah.
was telling Niall, who lives in Belfast, he's like, I'm not even getting that.
No, my idea of where you live and what it looks like is probably totally different to the reality of it. Like, I picture
What-
you in the middle of
You think
nowhere.
it's like just the wall at Father Ted? Just
I think
people
you walk
shouting
in
over
and you walk into it. You know, I
You
think
think I
you
live in
walk
a barn?
Not far off. I think it's like stone floors. I think there's always a peat fire going,
Funny, we lit the fire last night. First time
That
this
is
year.
fun.
and that's an occasion.
£16 a bag of coal. Fuck, we can't
They go through it during the Ulster American folk thing, you know.
Yeah, like, God, this guy's
It's
brilliant.
like the house is still the same, but he's
I-
on Zoom.
I wish I lived in the Ulster American Folk Park. That is top-notch accommodation.
How did you get this boy?
That's all people do. Like, who was it? Like, whenever you started coming down for gigs and all, that's all you can do in Tyrone is go to the folk park.
Is it a good spot? I've never been.
Yeah, it's... Like, but if you've done it once, you've seen it. Kind
But
of
is
a
there
thing.
actors running about pretending to be people from
There
the old
is,
days?
aye, but-
I can't hack it. I
The-
cracks in
but-
Skechers.
But all they're doing is wearing the costume. They're really not in character. Like, I remember
Apple
walking
Watch.
through, and I looked through one day and some dog was Snapchatting. I was like, I don't think that's very authentic.
Although even if she was from those times, her phone would be more modern than yours. He's like, where'd you get that?
Fuck you boys, I'm away.
Well, you can use your maps to get anywhere you want.
Don't forget 300 up, 100 sideways.
That is a great deal. Lads, what have you just
I
got?
didn't tell you the price. It cost me $3,000 a week.
And there's
How
a
to
boy,
get,
there's
how
a
to
boy
get
at
a
the back.
cable
There's a
across
boy
the
at the
Atlantic
back.
Ocean?
The boy at the back turning the generator like that.
That's the and just feed him sausages. Do it.
His dad has to run around the wheel the whole time
Yeah.
it's being used.
On that, the just come into my head of like, so that story effectively, unless I picked it up wrong, you're saying your dad was like that as a set thing, and the idea of any deviation of that not being on anymore, he was just flipping a lid. Was that the scenario?
Yeah,
'Cause
we.
I think you get to a certain age, and there's a friend of mine's dad who used to go to Korean every Saturday to get 7 tons of the same soup, because which is about a 25-minute drive from Avadi-ish. And he would get it and he would stock it for the week, and he only liked this one. I think it was Blackwell and Cross, and is that what it's called? Chicken, it was whatever it was.
Right.
And then he went up one time and they stopped doing it, and he wasn't happy about
Oh,
it. And there was years that had passed where he didn't have it, and then he ended up like he just couldn't find the fridges. And then my friend had found it somewhere, and he put it into their group chat, guess what I've just found? And they were like, oh, what is it? And he goes, the soup. And his dad wrote, like that, no punctuation or case, haha, very funny. And then he sent in a picture of him with the soup, and immediately again, no punctuation or case, what shop? Immediately. And then he goes, you can get it on Asda online. And his ma wrote into the chat, he's over there faster than Speedy Condalis. Whoever that is.
I love that. Makes me happy that man has it.
Oh, he got it. And I remember he came up whenever we were moving out of the house. He came up to help my friend move out, and I could see in the back he had, what they ship directly into Sainsbury's just to give out. He's like 6 trays just on top of each other.
My dad is kind of like that with, if my dad discovers a new product he likes, like at the minute it's Weetabix with banana in it. He'll buy so many of them because he'll think they're gonna stop
Discontinued,
soon. And that's actually decent logic.
Oh, why?
Like it's like in comedy movies. If someone said that and you open every drawer in the house and there's banana Weetabix, it's like that. Like the bath is just banana Weetabix. Like he's got it.
Good place to
everywhere.
store 'em.
The old people just have a logical way of doing things. I was telling McCann, my grandfather, one time he thought people were stealing his heating oil. So he put the old, not the plastic oil ones, the old iron ones, he put it in the living room and he wallpapered over so nobody would see it. This is true as God. And we went down one Christmas and Elboy was sitting smoking a fag and he's like, what's this here? He's like, that's the oil tank. Everybody out! Get out! But nobody stole the heating oil after.
That's true. A classic wallpaper.
Grand designs. Lads, what has anyone got a show coming up? When's the next Pat's Bar? You're doing it.
I'm not doing Pat's Tank. I'll be way back to Glasgow, man. I'm doing, I don't know, I'm doing Lavery's tomorrow.
This will be weeks in advance.
Weeks in advance. Well, by the time this is saying,
what are you doing in 2024?
2024, nothing yet. But if anybody's looking, I'm doing a Kieran's over in Glasgow. Bartlett, doing an hour more with him.
You're doing me?
Am I? I'm doing you
right now.
Like, the stand.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. Me and William. That'll be good crack. I don't know. I don't have any own shows.
Would you take us somewhere nice to eat? As in, like, pick a location.
Gladly.
Nando's.
Nando's
So
is the
that
one.
will be
Yeah,
Nando's.
yeah, will be
Sorry,
Nando's.
let me change that.
Would you find us a nice
Nando's? Yes.
I don't know what I've got. I'm doing the waterfront with Mickey. The end of the year.
Okay.
That'll be good crack.
Beautiful.
And that's
Mark?
it. And I'm going to lobby with whoever booked John Mulaney to see if I can do that support.
Yep.
Which I'll not be able to do. But
No, I'm quitting.
this is me
I'm
starting my
doing no more
campaign.
stuff.
You're right.
I'm
When's the next Pat's?
Friday.
It already passed. Who's after you? Have you got the next one booked?
Oh, who is it? Paddy McDonald, I think.
Oh, what? In November? That'll be November.
Wait, what's now?
Will
September?
we book one in now where I can be on for whenever this airs in a couple of months, so it looks like it was promo for that?
Yes.
The whole time?
And I want to come back because I want to feel like avenge. I don't think I had a bad gig last time, but I want
Definitely
to.
not.
I know, but I want to avenge it. I drove away being like, do you know
What part of it do you think wasn't the?
There was too many roadworks on the way up. We kept getting diverted, so I was there late. So I was not settled before we went on, and it was.
Now
So it
these
wasn't
boys
anything
know
to do
how
with
I
action?
feel coming up every fucking day.
It wasn't to do with their action or anything then?
Nope. It was good.
Just the roadworks put you off.
Bloody
There you
roadworks.
go.
I just feel like I was rushed getting there,
Yeah.
and then I carried that energy on stage, and I didn't settle into it.
You had a rough one trying to get down to Stendhal that time. Lorry on fire.
Talking.
You sent a picture of the festival from a different point of view,
Yeah.
like a miles away, didn't
Yeah,
you? And you were
I
like, I
couldn't-
can't make it, can't get in.
It is like a black hole, that place.
Yeah,
As in,
that is true.
You get sucked into it. You don't know what way you're coming out of it.
Yeah.
And the people who were there to give me directions, I think they're doing it for the crack. Put me in the wrong direction.
Oh, they wouldn't take well the foreigners now.
I kept going around. I was like, how do I get into this? And the boy just went, down on your left there. And then when I did,
Laughing as he says it. Like.
it was somebody's house, and then some boy came out.
It is. You go round up
And I was
the
like, I'm
hill.
trying to get to Stendhal, and he just went,
He's pointing you as a crow flies.
aye. Well, I could.
And
If
he's
I
learned
had
to separate the crows from the...
If I had just left the car there and jumped into the field, I would have been
Oh, I
10 minute walk down it.
Why
Like,
didn't you do that?
because then I've been blocking his entrance.
That's true.
I loved... So I didn't see it until it had all happened, and then I just seen... So your message, but before that, on top of it, was a message from William saying, Mark wasn't able to make it, I just did 45. So
You're like, oh no, no, he was there. He was in the vicinity, but he couldn't get in.
He was there, but he couldn't make it.
There in
Um,
spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers for coming on, boys. Appreciate
Thanks
it.
very much for having us.
Pat's Bar every month in Enniskillen. Fine gig. And
Fine game.
we're going to give you a load of podcasts on a hard drive to upload for us because it takes us fucking ages here.
Deadly.
So if you could stick them all up.
What am I, $3,000? It'll cost you $6,000 a week. Need to make money from this.
Morning McCarney.
Even Shane.
Done.
We set that up beforehand. Yeah, that's it. Weekly,
This is odd time. We'll never take a notion. No, it is weekly. Aye.
Yeah,
and that is your own island.
it's a good
What?
island to
It
have.
is your own island.
Yes.
Love it. All right, boys. Thank you for coming on. Appreciate it.
Thank you.